Donovan here. This is the second part of the process of the plan which I'm doing. So the last video was a bit of a ramble and I was very tired, so that's why that one sort of dragged out a little bit. I'm sorry about that. This whole diet is working very well. I'm in the second month of it now and I feel amazing. So the tiredness is still there, but instead of it being like 100% of the time and I'm incapacitated and can't do anything, it's probably, I have tired days sort of every, a couple of times a week. I'll have a really tired day, but it's manageable and I'm able to just sort of, coast through it. So on the last video I talked about, I think I finished up talking about olive leaf extract. And so you've got to take a lot of olive leaf extract as sort of the main component for breaking down the virus. But yeah, basically there's a couple more parts to it, which I'm doing. So after that, every day something I'll have is coconut oil. So I'll have try and have about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil a day, and that is basically just also an antiviral agent. And taking it by itself can be quite, it tastes nice, but it's quite thick and can make you feel quite like you just want to, vomit the stuff all over yourself and all over, it just it can make you feel a bit sick. So we've actually come up with, or Swoo has come up with a genius plan to put it. She's made up a recipe for raw chocolate which contains very high amounts of coconut oil, and so we've been jamming that.
And it's yum.
It's very delicious. So the process is going well, and just another thing apart from the coconut oil is replacing carbs, right, like cutting out carbs pretty much. We're not having any white rice even, so we'll have sort of brown basmati maybe a couple of times a week is like a treat. Then we're basically replacing all the carbs and everything with foods, with sprouted foods and things that are really high in absorbable protein. Each day we'll put on, we'll sprout our own lentils. You can just sprout them in a jar. It's very easy to do. You just fill it up with water and basically it just activates them so they're growing. And they're live, so when your body digests it, it's easier for your body to absorb the protein. So we sprout our own beans, lentils, like mung beans, that type of thing. For dinner tonight we're having quinoa. Quinoa is a delicious alternative to like rice. It's kind of like couscous, I guess. What does soaking the quinoa do?
It pretty much starts the growing process and gets rid of the like those enzyme, I think they're called inhibitors, enzyme inhibitors, which is pretty much when a seed falls off the plant, it'll sit through winter without growing. When spring comes and the rain comes, that's when it will sprout. So it's got inhibitors in it which also make it hard for your body to digest. So sprouting them pretty much lets them know it's spring and they poke their little heads out and they're full of life force, and that's what we eat. So
yeah, you heard it here first. If you sprout it first, it gets rid of the enzyme inhibitors. Also, we're basically just having another H2O fry up of just a bunch of different vegetables. There's only actually courgette in there at the moment. And we're just boiling away some sprouted black beans on the back stove there, and we got ourselves some salad. With a bit of magenta. We didn't have any lettuce, so we took some magenta spreen out of the garden and sifted that through. Magenta spreen, fun fact, was actually the first known food source for humans. I believe they found like the remains of magenta spreen in the stomach of, or in the remains of a mummy. It's very similar to say spinach. It's a lot more nutrient rich, however. That's a little bit about the dietary side of it. Also, something that we're aiming to try and do is eat 80% raw. It's basically just easier food for your body to digest, and I do feel a lot more energetic for it. So at the moment we're aiming for about 80% raw. So we will start off with smoothies, juices, fruits. I'm currently having mainly fruits all through sort of lunchtime until the end of the day. When we have dinner, we'll cook up a few veggies and have a large portion of it, mainly salad, for try and fill about half or 2/3 of the plate with salad or raw foods. That's a massive part of it as well. Something about like that was very evident in the last video. I was a bit tired. Bedtime is another massive one. You definitely need to rest. Otherwise, it's just you won't get over it, and you just sleep all the time. So yeah, basically bedtime is huge. Like you just have to go to bed before aim to go to bed before 10 o'clock each night. Is something that I'm doing, and if I do it, and if I obey the process, which I'm obeying it as much as I can, I feel amazing. So that's basically that's the rundown. Fitness is another huge part of it. So while having glandular fever, if you've gone through it, got to the stage where I was at, where you've had it for a long time, because of having it and being tired so much, you can't exercise when you do have it because you're just so damn tired all the time. Which I found, and so coming out of it and actually having the energy and stuff like you do become quite lazy, and my fitness did disappear, and I sort of didn't realize how unfit I'd become. I was just sort of skinny and not doing a lot of fitness, and was just too tired to do it a lot. So something that I have taken advantage of after the first month of getting all of my energy back and everything is I have signed up at a gym. On the last day of the first month, I signed up at a local gym where I've been going to basically regain my fitness and help get over it, because that's something that a lot of people forget, and they do need to kick back into fitness, and fitness in turn does help, obviously with your body kicking the virus and everything. It keeps you healthy. With that though, you got to know your limits. Like glandular fever, if you are in a rough stage of it, too much fitness can be detrimental. You actually have to do nothing but rest in the first stages of it, just because it can, if you work out too much, in some cases your spleen blows up and you die, and that's no good. You don't want to die. That's not fun. It's not. I don't believe it'd be good if your spleen bursts, and I could imagine that'd be quite painful. So you don't want that to happen. But yeah, once you do finally have energy, it is good to start getting back into a bit of fitness. And responding to your body is another good one. So if you are feeling too tired to do something, probably best not to force yourself to try and do it if you feel you need to do it. If you're on the road to recovery and doing the right things and doing the right processes, you will get there. But still, if you wake up one day and you feel wrecked and you just don't want it, you just can't go out for a run, you're a bit shaky or weak, I find it's best to just let your body go through that. And now it has become less, I'm like that less of the time now, so but maybe 1 or 2 days a week, for the first half of the day, or even for the full day. If I just feel a bit too slack, I will just roll with it and just sit down and do a few menial things, do a few relaxing things. So basically a quick summary of the last ramble that I did in this video, where I've just been talking about the process I'm doing a little more. It's just you have to make a massive dietary change and sleep a lot. You can't drink it all, and just a couple of things like olive leaf extract, coconut oil, and apple cider vinegar to help break down the fats and everything. Basically just giving your body a rest, giving your liver a rest from alcohol and things that are hard to process, and exercise, and getting into the exercising routine. We're going to have a housewarming soon if anybody wants to come to that. Hit me up, give me a message if you'd like to come to our housewarming party.